Undertale is a long-awaited flavor of the month indie retro JRPG made by Tobias Fox. This game had a massive fan base that went absolutely crazy for it when it was just released, but since then people sort of forgot about it. What was it that made this indie gem so well received in the beginning? At the same time, how did it fade into obscurity so quickly? Could Undertale actually be a blunder fail? Let's delve into the hole that is this game. When you start the game, you take control of a young yellow Chinese boy. Wow, I guess Colby Fox had his multiculturalist agenda planned out from the beginning, huh? The story goes like this. A fallen human gets adopted by the monster royal family and befriends their son, but then he dies and they go out to the human world together with merged souls, but then gets killed, which made the king really mad, so he goes out and gathers 6 human souls so he can go out and kill the humans. Oh, and then the monster kid turns into a flower and tries to kill you. Oh, and there's actually a time loop and the skeleton breaks the 4th wall a lot of times, and then you kill him, and then it turns out you sell your soul to the fallen human in the end, leading him to kill everyone you've ever known. Wait, okay, that didn't sound right. Can we try that again? Yeah, let's do that. One day, your player character, Chera, climbs up a mountain, just like in Pokemon Gold. But then, an evil skeleton appears and pushes you down a hole. You then wake up and meet like a goat mom thing, and then you kill her, I guess. And then you try to go on a quest to kill the evil skeleton and defeat the 8 robot masters to save Gotham City. Well, you already know how this goes. That's more or less all there is to the plot. Obviously, since Brony Cox didn't put much thought into this game's writing or story, I won't either. Sorry, Moby. Oh, one other thing to note is that if you haven't noticed, when I picked up my copy at FuncoLand, they gave me the Italian version of the game, so that brings down it a few more notches even more so. Soto Rakoto can't do anything right. Now let's move on to the graphics. Oh, but there's a huge problem though. When I turned on the game, I realized Bobby Fox forgot to program any graphics into the game. Everything is black and white, like in Pokemon Black and White. This is not acceptable for a game that came out this year. Come on, Kobe Bryant. People need graphics to see what is going on in the game. I appreciate that we have the true cinematic experience with the frame rate, but all I can see is that Obi-Wan Kenobi used his Kickstarter money to do something else and not actually hire an artist. I guess that's what you'll have to live with if you make an indie game. Wait, did I say indie game? Yeah, actually that's fine. Indie games don't need any graphics, as they're meant to be representative of beautifully crafted Super Genesis games from over 30 years ago that brought out all the system's graphical capabilities. Yeah, never mind. Looking at Under Armour, I can feel the nostalgia leaving my wallet, as Juby Fox intended. The graphics get a 0, but that's perfect for an indie game. The gameplay in Thunder Snail is very engaging and unpredictable. You get control of the snail, and when you hit the button a lot, he does funny random snail stuff. Overall, I like the gameplay a lot, though I have to lower my score because your snail doesn't get any guns to frag the other scrubs. Oh, that's not the gameplay? Fine. The gameplay in Under the Dome is very dull and repetitive. The game gives you options in a battle to do other things. Why would you not just pick fight every time? As a result, battles are just hitting one button over and over again. Wow. Wow. At least Cookie Clicker counts my button presses. When it's the enemy's turn to attack, the game turns into Space Invaders, except you're a heart because Coney 2012 recycled assets instead of hiring artists. Now while this sounds good and all, there's one fatal flaw to this concept. You don't even get to shoot anything. You find a gun later in the game, but it's empty, and you never find any bullets to shoot people with either, making it useless. At least in Galaga, your airplane gets to shoot things, but Cave Story can't even get you that. In addition, Other rail shooter games actually pose a considerable challenge. Even Underware's hardest boss battle looks like a complete joke compared to even mid-game bosses of other run-and-gun games. By the way, this is totally me playing and not Jamier's 91 video I downloaded, and I'm not thanking him right now at all. Oh wait, none of this even matters in the end because there's the option called Mercy, where you press a button and you instantly win the fight. Talk about a children's game. Outside of battle, you're locked into moving only in 4 directions on a flat plane. I don't know why the game is so limited in this regard when Assassin's Creed Revelations, which came out on Dreamcast around 5 years ago, lets you shimmy, sprint, and jump around the entire place. They introduce these little puzzles as you move along, but the game just literally solves all of them for you. This game really is for babies. Overall, this game does nothing gameplay-wise that other games don't already do better. Even Notch's Super Mario 64 pulled off the frantic shoot-'em-up, bullet-dodging gameplay better than Fairy Tail did. When it comes to music, well, Adobe Firefox, despite rushing the game out, didn't bother making more than 3 tracks, and decided to just reuse the same ones over and over again. The entire game's soundtrack is probably just a couple of MP3 files in a folder. The final boss music, Mega Castlevania, is even often regarded to be the best song in the game. Let's have a listen. I think it's nothing special, really. It needs more reverb in my opinion. I don't think Andrew Hussey really has too much going for him composition-wise. In one part of the game, you start walking through the dark forest, and then you get attacked by the evil skeleton from before. Luckily, he's a complete joke, so you just attack him once and he dies. Don't even think about sparing him, or else you'll have a bad time. The characters in this game feel like they came out of a children's TV show. For example, the very first character you see in the game is called Flowey the Flower. Yes, Flowery the Flower. He's the friendly tutorial character who helps you and sticks around the entire game. That's what they decided to call him? Other standouts include Lisa from The Simpsons, Metadon the gay robot, and Sand Undertale from Earthbound. There have also been multiple concerns about this game ripping off things from other games and shows. This game's quirky, oddball sense of humor and surreal style bear an almost striking resemblance to a cult classic Nintendo JRPG series, spanning 3 different systems known for those exact same traits. Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Yeah, I mean, just look at the two. They're pretty much exactly alike. Also, in the part where you go fight against the robot transsexual fashion dude, the flamboyant, exaggerated poses he makes during the fight are clearly taken from the famous Japanese manga and anime series Angry Joe's Really Weird Journey. Wow, anime is fucking gay. One other glaring flaw in this game is a lack of a level editor. Other indie games, such as Super Mario Maker and Fez, have almost infinite replayability due to their extensive level creators, where players can share their creations for others all around the world to play. Wonder Whale's base level pack is full of long, boring corridors filled with nothing in them. For such an acclaimed indie title such as Lisa, Courtney Cox really blew it to not even include basic features such as this into the game. Hey gamers, let's see how many funny memes are in this game. Hey, look at that! Oh, I know that one! That's the one from that one anime with the thing! Phil Fish really knocked it out of the park with integrating popular internet culture and jokes in this game. It's really like I'm browsing epic Reddits with the top boats and the up boats. Great work, MTH. I'm glad I know when to laugh at old, predictable jokes instead of original jokes. I will say that where this game really shines is with its representation of minority groups in society. It's great that I can finally relate to fellow trans-masculine, demi-romantic, pansexual... In conclusion, Undertale fucking sucks, and is a shitty indie game made for children.